Tierra Whack has always had the bars. Now she's making sure everyone notices. Let's talk about it. What's going on, y'all? It's your man Lighthouse, and you're now tuned into another episode of Everything Ain't For Everybody. We're back, baby. Finally. It's been a couple of weeks because, you know, I'm from New York, I'm from Brooklyn, and I've been celebrating these New York Knicks. How about the Knicks? I'm sorry for everyone who's not a Knicks fan. You know, we go crazy in New York and shit like that, and it just is what it is. Today we'll be discussing Tierra Whack's latest album, Wax Museum. For most of her career, Tierra Whack has been one of hip-hop's most inventive lyricists, often writing lines so layered that casual listeners miss how much is happening beneath the surface. She bends language, splits words into multiple meanings, and turns cultural references into punchlines before listeners even realize where the setup began. Those instincts have always been there, though they've often been overshadowed by her eccentric visuals, unconventional concepts, and larger-than-life personality. The frustration driving Wax Museum comes from a belief that her contributions have not received the recognition they deserve. Throughout the project, she returns to a single desire: acknowledgement. Not years from now, not posthumously, right now, where she can still appreciate it. Following 2024's Worldwide Whack, the release serves as an argument for why she belongs in hip-hop's highest conversations. And she makes that case with the same weapon that has always set her apart: bars. Her fascination with language remains the project's defining feature. Double meanings, alternative spellings, homophones, and clever linguistic pivots appear throughout the record. A single letter can transform a name into an insult. Similar sounding words become opportunities for layered observations, and entire punchlines hinge on subtle spelling differences. Nowhere is that clearer than on WIGGIDY WHACK, where every line operates on multiple levels. The wordplay comes quickly, but beneath the humor is a deeper message. She sees herself as a standard while others follow behind. The song Wax Paper strips away much of the project's playfulness. Filmed in stark black and white around Philadelphia with the camera focused almost entirely on her face, the song feels raw and direct. Celebrity references become vehicles for both rhyme and commentary, turning familiar names into observations about reputation and success. Yet beneath the verbal gymnastic lies the project's central grievance. Money isn't the goal, recognition is. She openly questions why her impact often goes unmentioned despite the cultural contributions she believes speaks for themselves. That feeling of being overlooked carries into the project's middle stretch. On songs like Earwax, she suggests that people know exactly what she's accomplished but choose not to acknowledge it publicly. The song Totem expands that idea, framing criticism and suspicion as predictable consequences of success. Throughout these songs, every slight becomes further evidence that she belongs in larger conversations than the industry often allows. Her ambitions extend beyond recognition within Philadelphia. They reach towards permeance on the song Brazilian Wax. She places herself alongside some of the city's most celebrated rap figures while positioning herself as a broader representative of hip-hop culture. Philadelphia becomes both her foundation and her proof of concept. Elsewhere, she speaks about legacy as though it is already secured, treating future accolades less as possibilities and more as inevitabilities. The project often feels like someone drafting a Hall of Fame speech before receiving the invitation. Ironically, the album's funniest moments often conceal its deepest wounds. The song SIREN is packed with jokes, cartoon references, and playful observations, but the chorus reveals a vulnerability absent from much of the surrounding material. References to family struggles, healing, and self-improvement show that beneath the humor lies real emotional weight. That undercurrent surfaces even more clearly later on in the project. On the song Whack Job, she casually references losing multiple family members before moving on, as though grief has become another fact of life to process. The song Candle Wax pushes further into exhaustion, isolation, and mental strain. The observations are delivered with the same deadpan composure she uses for punchlines, making them hit even harder. There is no dramatic breakdown or plea for sympathy, just blunt honesty. Those darker reflections reinforce the importance of the project's recurring symbol: flowers. On the song Flowers, the request is simple. She wants appreciation while she is alive to experience it. The song's final moments connect recognition, mortality, and family loss, turning the metaphor into something far more urgent. The flowers become a reminder that opportunities to celebrate people eventually disappear. One of the few moments of tenderness arrives on the song 215, where she pauses her grievances to honor her mother. The tribute stands out because so much of the project is built around frustration and defiance. Her issue isn't necessarily with other rappers. Her real frustration is with the writers, critics, and gatekeepers who help determine who receives credit. In many ways, that realization serves as the album's closing argument. Wax Museum is more than a showcase of lyrical ability. It is a carefully assembled case for recognition. Tierra Whack believes the evidence has already been submitted, the bars are there, the creativity's there, the influence is there. By the end, she sounds less interested in convincing listeners than in placing her accomplishments permanently on the record. The verdict in her mind has already been written. But that's my time, y'all. Thank you for watching another episode of Everything Ain't For Everybody. Let me know what you think in the comments about Tierra Whack's Wax Museum project. You fucking with it or not? If not, let me know. If so, let me know. Tierra Whack is a legend. I love this project. It has some joints on it, and I just want to hear from you guys. You know, I'm happy to be back. We got some more reviews. I've been listening to a lot of music in my time away from the show, but we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep this energy live and going. I'm so happy. Shout out to my Knicks. Oh man, I can't even explain myself. This is not a show about sports enthusiasm, so I'm gonna leave that off of there, and hopefully you don't get mad that I'm a Knicks fan and I'm happy for my city. You know what I'm saying? I just rep how we supposed to rep. But anyway, take care of yourself. Until next time, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can stay in the loop, and we out. Peace. Everything for everybody, baby. Let's go.